Alright, dude. I have a theory. Nintendo is in the process of killing off Nintendo Directs and will put the final nail in the coffin by the end of this year. Let's talk about it. Now, I know what you're thinking. I've gone too far. I'm a complete idiot. I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. And yes, you are right to all of those things. But hear me out. If you don't know, dude, Nintendo Directs are basically these 15-minute to an hour-long videos that Nintendo puts out and basically updates all of its customers about the present and future games coming out for their systems. These little videos have become a pretty big phenomenon in the Nintendo community where people get super hyped up to see what's coming next. Nintendo will usually save up really big announcements for their Directs and it blows everybody's mind. So I know what you may be thinking, why would they kill off the Direct if they are so popular? And I agree. If we're gonna understand why I believe Nintendo is killing off Nintendo Directs, there are a few things we need to address. Number one, the steady decline of Directs. Number two, the risk to reward ratio of Nintendo Directs. And three, Nintendo having control over its own publicity. So let's start off with the first one. Let's talk about the steady decline of Nintendo Directs being released. If we look at the release schedule for Directs in the past 3 years, it shows an interesting decline in Directs. Not including single game focused Directs, so Directs that are focused on one game, meaning a Pokemon only Direct, a Fire Emblem only Direct, a Smash Bros only Direct. Not including those, here's the breakdown. In 2017, we got 9 Directs and Direct Minis. 2018, we got 4. 2019, 4 as well. And now here in 2020, 2. That's including mini Directs and E3 Directs for all of those years. So we only have 2 Directs this year, where in 2017, just 3 years ago, we had 9. And from the looks of it, there's no E3 Direct or June Direct coming at all this year. So why would Nintendo be slowing down the release of Directs? Next, let's talk about the risk to reward ratio of a Direct. Nintendo compiles and releases a Direct and is hoping for one of the 3 possible reactions. They want you to be hyped. Plain and simple. They want Directs to spread across the internet with cheers of joy, happy tears, people posting positive reactions, people losing their minds. But there are still 2 other reactions Nintendo can get from a Direct. The next is a lukewarm response. People saying, oh, it's fine, but nothing to get hyped over, or it's just another Direct, not for them though. That's fine, that's good. But the other final reaction type is a negative one. Nintendo could put out a Direct that they think would kill it and get everybody excited, only to have people make videos online that diss the Direct and get people all riled up. All 3 reactions are equally possible in my book. And while Nintendo may think that they know what people think, they ultimately don't until they release a Direct. Now you may be thinking, why is that a problem? They win some, they lose some, it's worth the chance and the risk to build hype. But that's the thing, it isn't worth the risk in Nintendo's eyes. Let's look at an example. There was a Direct put out in February of 2019 where Nintendo announced 2 huge games coming to Switch. And you'll remember once I say it, Super Mario Maker 2 and The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Okay, first, they showed Mario Maker 2, then they finished the show by showing Link's Awakening. No big deal, right? Wrong. Controversy started surrounding the Direct because people weren't sure about the art style of Link's Awakening. And this became a really hot topic after the Direct. Now, what's the problem with that? I'll tell you what's the problem. The problem is no one was talking about and making videos about Super Mario Maker 2. And if they were, it wasn't with the same passion as the negative press was surrounding Zelda. You see the problem here? The bad press makes a bigger splash than the good press. Plain and simple. And we all know this, even just not in video games. Bad press sells. And by pairing Link's Awakening with Mario Maker 2, in this case, it killed some of the hype for Mario Maker. Now let's look at a current example, and this is the one that actually sparked the idea for this video. Nintendo recently announced 2 big games, Paper Mario and the Origami King, and Pokemon Snap 2. Now, just a side note, I'm really excited for both of those games, and I could not believe that these games were not in a Nintendo Direct, or an E3 Direct, or whatever, and they may have been originally scheduled to be included in one of those Directs. But back on topic, both are huge games, and if you put that together, it would make an epic Direct in theory. But let me paint you a picture. Dig, if you will, a picture. Imagine Nintendo does this. They put out an E3 Direct and include those 2 games. The risk that the public may not like something about Paper Mario is massive, considering how hardcore and vocal the fan base is about getting back to the original formula, and can easily kill off a universally loved announcement like Pokemon Snap 2. You see where I'm getting at? Pairing big games up with each other is dangerous, because it can steal and kill hype if one big game is received negatively. It's not worth the risk to Nintendo, plain and simple. This leads me to my final point about Nintendo controlling its own publicity. And if I'm right, And of course I'm right. And Nintendo doesn't like that one negative reaction can steer the conversation away from its whole conference being great. There's only one solution. They need to announce games separately, which is exactly what they just did. They announced a big new Paper Mario game, waited for the reaction to happen, let it kind of fizzle out, then boom, Pokemon Snap 2. I guarantee they will keep doing it this way, not only to let the negative reactions fade if there are any, but also to let hype build around each game. This way, each thing that they put out gets to have its own spotlight, its own news cycle, and Nintendo doesn't have to worry about three things. A, impressing us with a direct that could fail. B, going long stretches of time without anything to get us hyped over. And C, the direct leaking out and spoiling the surprise for everyone. So then when do we expect to stop seeing Nintendo Directs? My prediction is that we will not see another Direct in 2021. And I know that that's soon, but I think Nintendo wants to start fresh and is proving that by releasing trailers for big games separately all this year. And that being said, I do think that there will be Directs for specific games like Pokemon Smash and things like that, but I think that the days of mini Directs, full-fledged, hearty Nintendo Directs, and even E3 Directs are gone. I think that they're on their way out. Now, again, this is not what I want Nintendo to do. I love the feeling of watching the Nintendo Directs, the ups and downs, the predictions, the surprise reveals that blow our mind, all the reactions. It's great. I love it. I live and breathe it. But again, this is just what I think Nintendo is going to do. And I think that there's a good reason to think this based off the stuff I talked about in the video. So that's it, dude. That's my prediction for the future of Nintendo Directs. And at this point, I know you hate me. I know you think I'm wrong and I'm ruining your life. I know. Vent it all away in the comments. And if you like these brutal but honest Nintendo theories I've been putting out, leave a like and subscribe so you do not miss any more. All right, dude, talk to you later.